remember, voting for the third phase of the Lok Sabha elections is set to take place on Tuesday, the 7th of May. Polling will be held in 93 Lok Sabha constituencies across 11 states and union territories. As many as 1,351 candidates are in the fray in this third phase. While 94 constituencies across 12 states and union territories were scheduled to vote in the third phase of polling on the 7th of May, the BJP has already won Surat in Gujarat unopposed. Also, the voting for Anantnag Rajouri seat in Jammu and Kashmir has been deferred to the 25th of May. Meanwhile, all 25 Lok Sabha seats in Gujarat will be going to polls in the third phase, making it one of the most crucial, watched out battles in this particular phase. And with that, let me now go across to some of the numbers, which is what matters at the end of the day. When we look at phase 3, 94 seats, let's have a look at what happened in 2019, viewers. Out of the 94 seats that are going to polls in phase 3 of 2024, in 2019, BJP won 71 of those seats. The Congress bagged 4, Shiv Sena bagged 4, and the JDU bagged 3. The NCP bagged 3, the SP bagged 2, the TMC bagged 2, and others bagged 5. So this was really the breakup of those 94 seats, wherein the BJP really had the upper hand last time around as far as these particular constituencies are concerned. But we also have a look at some of the state-wise results of 2019. As far as Assam is concerned, in phase 3, we're looking at 4 of the seats going to polls, of which BJP won one of them, Congress won 1, and others won 2. So that was the result as far as Assam is concerned. As far as Bihar is concerned, in phase 3, we're looking at 5 out of the 40 seats going to polls, and in those 5 seats, 3 were bagged by the JDU, 1 by BJP, and 1 by the LJP, 0 for RJD, and 0 for Congress. Let's move on to the next state and the next result. Chhattisgarh, out of the 11 seats, 7 are going to polls. In phase 3, BJP last time around had won 6 of those, and Congress won 1 seat in Chhattisgarh out of the 7 seats. Goa, both the seats are going to polls together. In phase 3, BJP bagged 1 and Congress bagged the other one. Last time around, Aam Aadmi Party could not open up its kitty. As far as Gujarat is concerned, viewers, 25 of the seats are going to polls. Like I said, Surat has been won unopposed by the BJP. 25 out of the 26 going to polls this time around. BJP won all 25 of them. Jammu and Kashmir, 1 out of the 5 seats going to polls in phase 3, and it was bagged by the NC in 2019, this particular seat. As far as Karnataka is concerned, the remaining 14 of the 28 seats goes to polls this time around, and BJP clearly had the upper hand in 2019. It bagged all of the 14 seats that are going to polls in phase 3. It remains to be seen what will happen this time around, of course. But moving on to Madhya Pradesh, where 9 out of the 29 seats are going to polls in phase 3, and all of the 9 were bagged by the BJP last time around, 0 for the other parties. Maharashtra, in phase 3, will be witnessing 11 out of the 48 seats going to polls, and the breakup for the victory in 2019 was 4 for BJP, 4 for the Shiv Sena, and 3 for the NCP. So that was the result and the numbers for Maharashtra. Uttar Pradesh, of course, the largest political state, 10 seats are going to polls out of the 80 seats, and last time around the SP bagged 2 of those 10 seats and BJP bagged 8 of those 10 seats that are going to polls tomorrow. Meanwhile, let's have a look at some of the other numbers. West Bengal, 4 out of the 42 seats are going to polls in phase 3, and the TMC won 2, BJP won 1, and Congress also won a single seat. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, the single seat, of course, going to polls this time around, and it was an independent candidate that managed to bag that seat in 2019. So those, of course, are the crucial numbers of what really is expected. Daman and Diu, once again, a single seat going to polls in phase 3. BJP won the single seat in 2019. So those, of course, were some of the results of the 2019 elections and what really happened then. But we now quickly go across to our guests. Some interesting battles lined up as far as phase 3 is also concerned. Let me begin this conversation with Himanshu Bhatt. Himanshu Bhatt, as far as phase 3 is concerned, of course, all the eyes, Himanshu Bhatt, will be on Gujarat. What really will be the key factors as far as Gujarat is concerned?
Gujarat, I'll tell you one thing. Anything less than everything is a defeat for BJP. I'll put it that way. Anything less than everything is a defeat for BJP because they have been winning that from last 2 elections. But let me tell you something, I'll give you a vote share and from that you get an idea that where things are progressing. In 2009, BJP's vote share in the state was about 46.52%. And Congress vote share was 43.38%. And with this vote share, they had split 26 seats, 15 and 11. In 2014 and 19, the BJP vote share from 46.52 jumped to 60.11 and 63.07. And they won all 26 seats. Whereas Congress vote share, which was 43.38%, came down to 33.45 plus and 32.55%. See, this is a bipolar state. In a bipolar state, generally, what happens is, if it is 55-45, there is a fight. But when the figure for one party goes above 60, there is generally no contest. But if you see after 2019, you see the assembly polls, and the voting percentage that BJP polled was about 8% lesser than the Lok Sabha votes. And still managed to get 156 seats. Still managed to get 156 seats. The result was the opposition vote was split. The opposition vote was split between Aam Aadmi Party and Congress. And both combined together polled about 41% votes. So this is basically the figure, statistical situation of Gujarat. And here, generally you do not expect the fight with Congress because what happens in a bipolar state, when the state is swaying one way, it always sways one way. But here, there are some seats, People have been, media, it is a media's creation of the Kshatriya Rajput unhappy with BJP and not voting. But let me tell you something. See, they are against Purushottam Rupala and they have given a call. Let's believe that it's a fact, which is not the fact, but let's assume that it's a fact. Kshatriya Rajputs on Rajkot seat where Purushottam Rupala is fighting the elections has about 1 lakh votes, let's say. But the margin in last 2 elections on Rajkot seat for BJP was exceeding 3 lakh votes. How are you going to cut that? The only thing what is happening is, this time around, if the voting percentage is low because of the sunlight, because of heavy heat in the entire state, if that happens, still the opposition voter is just not coming out. What we can see here is, there has been a tradition of both the parties to distribute the slips in metro cities. But Congress is seen nowhere. Their party workers are not moving. And I'll tell you very frankly, what has been happening is, on 2 or 3 seats, like for example, in Banaskantha, where there is a first-timer woman fighting for BJP. And there is a seasoned Congress campaigner. There will be a fight. BJP will consider it as their loss if they win all the seats with less than 3 to 4 lakh votes margin. That is what the president of BJP said, will win every seat by 5 lakh margin, which is not going to happen. Let me tell you very frankly, it's not going to happen. But still, you will find that all the seats are won by 6 figures, which is itself a big achievement. There is going to be a fight in a place like Anand, where on one side you have Kshatriya Andolan, and there in Anand, Congress traditionally has a very good organizational class. There'll be fights in
Okay.
some seats, but nothing more than that you will see in Gujarat. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
mind you, let me add you one thing. Rahul Gandhi has not turned up in Gujarat even once. In last 10 days, Priyanka Gandhi did come 3 times. But Rahul Gandhi has not turned up. And that, says for the morale of the workers. They are waiting, basically.
Okay.
Come back or hame bole.
Okay, I want to bring in, yes, I want to bring in Deshratan Neighbor into the conversation as well. Mr. Nigam, as far as phase 3 is concerned, sir, what really do you feel are going to be the biggest battles besides, of course, all eyes, like I said, will be on Gujarat, but also not forgetting that Karnataka will be completing its polling as well. As far as Karnataka is concerned, what really is your assessment, sir? 14 seats last time around, the BJP managed to back all of them. This time, what really is the pulse?
Well, Devika, in fact, as I've always said, the Lok Sabha elections are fought on a very different ground as compared to assembly elections.
Yes.
Therefore, even in Karnataka, if the BJP has not done well in the assembly election, they are almost there as so far as 2019 figure are concerned. So my prediction is that they will get 25 seats out of 28 out there. And the seats that are going, they had won in the previous elections, and probably they'll maintain their hold on the seats. And a very important point was made by Himanshu, that the Congress voters are not coming out. This is not only happening in Gujarat, it is happening pan-India, except, parts of Kerala that you see in some other isolated parts, or say, for example, in Tamil Nadu. There, because they are in alliance with DMK, therefore, that combination, gives them an edge out there. However, even in UP also, all reports indicate that there is a sense of despondency in the voters of the Congress or the opposition parties because of the kind of anti-Hindutva stand that they have taken. Abusing it on one hand and then, avoiding the Pran Pratishtha of Ram Mandir and making all kinds of statements that then their Hindu voters or the voters who are genuinely secular in nature, then they realize what is this sham secularism they talk about. On one hand, you are abusing Hindus. On the other hand, you avoid Pran Pratishtha, and then you call yourself secular. And that's not secularism. That's one-sided way of looking at things. And that is why they feel very demotivated, most of the voters. And being a cadre-based party, BJP workers are coming out in numbers. They are ensuring that the voter slips reach to the people, and they ensure that they go to the booths. And moreover, the election commission has started making election booths, election centers, voting centers in big apartments and societies as well nowadays. So there you see people have it right at the doorstep. You go out within a society, large society, within a periphery of 500 to 1 kilometer, you have a center, not in fact less than 500 meters. So that is also ensuring people to come out. And that demotivation is seen pan-India. West Bengal, they have almost given up the fight, the Congress. TMC versus BJP. And my prediction is the BJP is having an upper hand this time so far as Lok Sabha elections are concerned. And similarly in other places as well. UP, as I've already told you, the combination of Modi ji and Yogi ji is kind of a backbreaker for the opposition side. And the Prime Minister's roadshow recently in Kanpur and Ayodhya gives an indicator, the kind of attachment that the people have. And when you see the roadshows of the Congress leaders, people are not turning out. You mostly see cars and people hanging out in cars. But the humongous amount of crowds that I see in the BJP's roadshow, even in Amit Shah's roadshow, you will find the number of people are humongous. So there are some very interesting fights in the phase 3 that includes Amit Shah also, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Shivraj Chauhan, Digvijay Singh of the Congress is contesting of Rajgarh in Madhya Pradesh. Then you have Supriya Sule and Sunetra Pawar, contesting against each other. Sister-in-law, the wife of Ajit Pawar.
Yes.
That's a very interesting thing. Then you have Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary in Behrampur in West Bengal. Then Dimple Yadav in Manpuri, who earlier lost from Kannauj. Now Akhilesh Yadav has gone to Kannauj now. That's a big, sign that they somehow want to reestablish their ground and capture the ground which was lost. And Akhilesh Yadav has a tough job to do because he's contesting against the sitting MP out there who doesn't have an anti-incumbency against him.
Right.
So, and similarly, you have Dhubri in Assam, where Badruddin Ajmal is contesting. So these are some very interesting fights. I think BJP is very well poised to repeat its 2019 performance of 71 seats out of 94. That's my assessment.
Okay, all right. Rishi Bagri, bringing you into the conversation. Rishi, I'd just like to understand from you, before we come to some of the big ticket contests in some of the states that are key to watch out for as far as phase 3 is concerned, I just want to understand from you, there has been now recently a little bit of a worry as far as the voter turnouts are concerned. They have seen a dip in both the previous phases as well. Do you think this could possibly have a major impact on the results that we'll see on the 4th of June? The fact that there seems to be some sort of complacency as far as the voter is concerned of either side, of both the BJP as well as the opposition.
Hi, Devika. We need to understand, we need to analyze what kind of, which side voter is not turning up. I give you a very simple one example of Khajuraho. If you remember in 2019, Khajuraho polled 68% vote share. And this time it polled 55% vote share, a 13% dip in the poll share, voter turnout. Every person on the face of it will look at, अरे यार ये तो गलत हो गया, फिर 13% down हो गया, इसका मतलब है कि बीजेपी को problem होगा. But then there's the catch. The Congress, the India Alliance candidate actually ran away. He didn't file the nomination paper. He become incommunicado. He never wanted to, spend the money because he knew that he will be losing the election. So वो भाग गया. And then the election happened, and it was a one-sided election because only BJP candidate was there, and he got 55% vote share. So you can imagine the problem is very clear that kiske side ke voters nahi aa rahe. And the heat wave is also very high, almost 40-45 degree temperature is also there. So we need to understand which particular leader actually motivates you to come and vote standing under this heat wave, standing under the sun for 1 hour, and you go and vote. Obviously, that shows one more thing that the ruling party is actually able to motivate its worker because it has a leader, it has a policy, it has a lot of things. So this third phase is very, very strong phase for the NDA. If you see, out of 93 Lok Sabha seat, BJP only won 71 seats, and if you see the NDA vote tally, it will be crossing 82, 83 if I'm not wrong. So that is how I think. And this time also, I think BJP is fighting a very big chunk of the rally because it has all its stronghold. It has Uttar Pradesh, it has Gujarat, it has Madhya Pradesh. So all stronghold it has. And even in the worst case scenario, even in the 2009, out of this 93 seats, they have got 46 seats. So even when they lost the Lok Sabha election, they won 46 out of this 93 seats. That are almost 50% strike rate. So you can imagine this is the thing we need to understand. So I think that obviously the percentage is dipping, but the thing is that kis side ka percentage dip ho raha, because I think that India Alliances is not able to bring out its voters out. It is not able to motivate its voters. Unke paas koi policy nahi hai. They don't have any leader also to motivate them. So they are basically, they keep on seeing that there is a mass exodus happening in the rank and file of the opposition parties. So that also doesn't go nicely. So I think it is the other way around. We don't think, I don't think that it's the NDA side which is losing its voter.
Okay.
It is the India Alliance side which is losing the voter. This is what I feel by the Khajuraho experience.
Okay, all right. Interesting perspective there. Manasvi also with us on the broadcast. Manasvi, I'd just like to understand from you, as far as phase 3 is concerned, some crucial states, all of Gujarat going to vote, certain important seats in Maharashtra going to vote as well, Karnataka, half of Karnataka going to vote. What really will be the big ticket contest there, Manasvi, as far as your assessment is concerned for phase 3?
My apologies for joining late, as there was some internet issue with me right now, but now it's resolved. So I think it's a very crucial thing. Why? Because what Rishi also said, that there is a dip in the voting percentage, so that the momentum of election is lesser right now. So this stage is very important for us also, as citizens also, to vote in as much possibilities as possible. Why? Because there are certain sections in the country which believe that election is not very important, or would believe that election is a gone thing because BJP is coming, or BJP favorable ones also. Generally, elections are fought when the rising percentage, like in Manipur, is around 75 plus voting share, is when there is an opposition and the people are voting in larger numbers. But right now, what understanding is, the momentum of BJP is so strong that the voters, the other side, the opposition voters or the voters from the India Alliance, are not very actively participating. So that is the reason the vote share, the percentage has been dipping. And I would see the same trend in the third phase also, which we would not want to see it. We would not want this to happen, because a robust democracy can only sustain when there is large number of people participating in the electoral process. But with this momentum, I think the democracy of around, generally it will not cross 80% most of the times, but that 10% increase in the voting person should happen. This should come from the people themselves. Though the momentum is and in these all regions in the third phase are towards the BJP. These phases are in the traditional vote bank, in the traditional seats of BJP. So this is going to be a BJP phase. This is not going to be an India Alliance phase. This is going to be a BJP phase where the momentum of BJP is stronger. So now, how do we? My only concern is in the voting percentage. I don't have a concern in terms of who's going to win, who's not going to win. Why? Because it is a clear picture that BJP is going to win the third phase in all proprietary. There is no doubt about it.
Okay. Himanshu, but is the major chunk of that victory then only still coming in from Gujarat, or is the BJP hoping, as far as, like I said, even Karnataka is concerned, half of the state is going to vote in phase 3? Do some of the recent controversies around Prajwal Revana have an impact then on the way people will be voting in Karnataka? Because last time they swept the state as far as those 14 seats were concerned.
No, this Revana controversy will not affect. But there will be a contest. See, there's 14 seats which they had won last time. There's all 14 they had won last time. I'll go state by state and I'll tell you in a minute or two. There will be a contest in a place like Bellary. That's a Bellary constituency. There will be a Davangere and Bellary are the two places where there will be a definite contest. So that cannot be taken for granted. Similarly, if you see in Maharashtra, there's going to be a big ticket fight, which is taking place in Baramati. Supriya Sule, Sharad Pawar's daughter, and Ajit Pawar's wife. Now, this is going to be a very interesting one. NCP versus original NCP is going to fight. There again, BJP is fighting on 7 seats where they have no problems. It's the 4 seats of the allies, 2 of NCP with Ajit Pawar and 2 of Shiva Sena, which is of Eknath Shinde. There is a problem on every seat. Now, this is one seat, where Supriya Sule traditionally has been winning. But the catch here is Ajit Pawar has been her campaign manager every time. And now this time, Ajit Pawar is in the other camp. He is fighting for his wife. He wants his wife to win. So this is going to be a battle royal there. Similarly, in West Bengal, I expect Adhiranjan Chaudhary of Berhanpur to retain his seat. That will happen. And now coming to, Uttar Pradesh. These seats which are going on polls are actually Yadav mainland. And here on these seats, be it Sambal, be it Mainpuri, be it Firozabad, where the combination of MY, traditional MY voters, that is Muslims in Yadavs, have been making it count. Last time around again, Sambal was 2 seats from here were won by Samajwadi Party. So here, out of these seats, I expect fighting at least 5 seats. At least 4 to 5 seats. It's a different thing that BJP will scrape through because of the presence of Bahujan Samaj Party there. Because Bahujan Samaj Party also has a cadre-based vote of 10 to 18% respectively, in depending on the amount, depending on the constituency. Now, when we talk of MP, there is going to be a fight for Diggi Raja. Once the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, Diggi Raja is fighting. But will he win? It's a question. Because here, Vidisha, you have no contest there. You have no contest for Jyotiraditya Scindia. For Shivraj Singh Chauhan. But Digvijay Singh is in a big fight there. So that is one seat where I would like to look. You know, the key contest when we talk about. These are the ones which I look at. And this J&K seat, which was with NC, National Conference. Now here, what I am interested in, Devika, is one thing. Not who is winning or who is losing. But is that seat going to have more than 60% voter turnout or not?
Right.
That is the key, because in Jammu and Kashmir, traditionally, when the elections were taking place, throughout the history, you will find, along with the disturbances, we never had 50% voting. At times, it 8, 10%, 12%. If 60% of the people come out, that means they have reposed their faith in India's democracy. So that is what is going to be very, very symbolic here. And last but not the least, in Maharashtra, there's interesting battles which is going to take place. Is going to decide lots and lots of where Congress is going to stand. See, you said in 2019, Congress won 4 seats. I don't expect them to win 4 even individually.
Right.
This phase. Just Adil Ranjan Chaudhary and maybe one Bellary in Karnataka. That's what I'm looking at. So the decimation of the principal opposition party is going to play a very big role in this third phase. And mind you, see the polling percentage of 66%. We keep on saying it's low, it's low, it's low. Yes, it is low.
Yes.
When compared to last time, it is just 2 or 3% low.
Okay. Yes, exactly. There's
Not
only
much.
been a 3% dip
Yes.
in both the
So
phases.
we have to understand that.
Yes, absolutely. Rishi, bringing you into the conversation and just touching upon Jammu and Kashmir a little bit, the BJP deciding not to field any candidates from the Kashmir Valley, is that also going to have an impact on the psyche of the people overall?
No, definitely. I think I completely support Himanshu ji's point that if the turnout is higher, that actually a victory for the democracy. I mean, whoever wins, let the winner wins. But then the turnout is very important. So if the turnout is higher, so that is one thing. And definitely the demography is quite against BJP. So BJP cannot win from the Kashmir. It's a very difficult seat. And I think whatever they have done, they think in that direction. So maybe they will be propping up some independent candidate. That person might be winning the thing. So that is their strategy of doing the things. So that is one thing. And secondly, I don't think so that overall voter count has gone down, because we have more numbers of voter fighting election than the last time. So if you see the absolute voter term, not the percentage wise, so that is definitely higher than the last time. I mean, as per the ECI data, as per the first 2 phases. So the number of voters who have actually voted has gone up. And you can also see it's a harsh weather condition, 40-degree temperature. So there are a lot of other issues are also happening. The biggest issue is that. And then obviously, there is no, X factor from the opposition this time. The opposition is very, very subdued. They have actually given up. The body language is drooping. So that is one thing which we need to understand. And secondly, I think even in Uttar Pradesh, if you go to the Uttar Pradesh, you see last time there was a deadly combination of BSP and SP, and RLD was also there in their Gadbandhan, Mahagathbandhan. Today, RLD has gone on, come to NDA. So the Western UP is far in a better, pose for the NDA. And then this time, I don't think so. Congress is going to replace the BSP votes in their India alliances. So obviously that alliance looks very far weak. And then there's a X factor of Mayawati. Mayawati has builded a very strong candidate. So even if she able to chip 15 to 20% vote, anti-BJP votes, or because obviously they will be fighting anti-establishment vote, they will be trying to corner if they able to fight anti-establishment vote, which is the BJP votes. So they will end up dividing each other's votes. So I think again that will be a big advantage for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. So that will be a very interesting thing which is going to happen.
Okay, absolutely. I'm going to come back to all of our panelists in just a moment, but we take a quick pause for the cause where we can just now quickly understand some of the key contests this time around as well. I'm talking about North Goa in 2024. The BJP's Shripad Yesso Naik is of course there in Goa. He was a winner last time around as well, with a winning margin of 80,000, of a little over 80,000 votes. As far as his opponents this time are concerned, it's Ramakant Kalap of the Congress and Manoj Parab of the RGP. That's the contest as far as North Goa is concerned. Then in Guwahati, we're looking at Bijuli Kalita Medi of the BJP and Meera Goswami of the Congress, this time around in 2024. But last time around, Queen Oja was the winner of the BJP with a winning margin of over 3 lakh votes. Let's move on to our next VIP constituency of Madhepura in Bihar. Dinesh Chandra Yadav of the JDU is fighting up against Professor Kumar Chandradeep of the RJD. And of course, that was the big contest as far as Bihar is concerned. Let's have a look at the winning margin here of over 3 lakh votes. Dinesh Chandra Yadav managed to win last time around. Araria is the next big seat, VIP constituency. Pradeep Kumar Singh of the BJP up against Mohammad Shahnawaz Alam of the RJD. As far as last time around was concerned, the BJP's Pradeep Kumar Singh managed to win the seat with a winning margin of over 1 lakh votes. Let's quickly move on to some of the next contests as well. Chhattisgarh, we're looking at Durg. Vijay Baghel of the BJP up against Rajendra Sahu of the Congress. Last time around, Vijay Baghel won with a margin just 10,000 shy of 4 lakh votes. Let's move on to the next VIP constituency, Gujarat. Of course, Jamnagar going to vote Poonam Madan of the BJP up against JP Maravia of the Congress. Poonam Madan was the winner last time around as well with over 2 lakh votes. As far as Gujarat is concerned, we're also looking at Rajkot. Purushottam Rupala, Union Minister of the BJP, this time around up against Paresh Dhanani of the Congress. And we're also looking at a winning margin for the BJP of over 3 lakh votes last time around when Mohan Kundaria won Rajkot in 2019. As far as South Goa is now concerned, it's a three-way contest between the Congress, BJP and the RGP, between Captain Fernandez, Pallavi Dempo and Robert Pereira. Last time around, South Goa was won by the Congress party's Francesca Sardina, and the winning margin was less than 10,000 votes. Let's quickly. Alright, so those were some of the key contests and constituencies that are going to vote this time around. We'll of course keep some of those graphics on air, but let me bring in Shekhar Vijayan into the conversation as well. Shekhar, as far as phase 3 is concerned, what really is your assessment? Gujarat, of course, continues to be the bastion of the BJP. Analysts believe that it will be easy for the BJP to continue sweeping Gujarat this time around as well. But as far as the other seats are concerned, interesting battles in Karnataka, in Maharashtra, and even the 10 seats in Uttar Pradesh. 2 were bagged by the SP last time, 8 by the BJP. Do you feel somewhere Prime Minister's visit to Ayodhya could have an impact as far as UP is concerned? Because for an Akhilesh Yadav, Shekhar Vijayan, he is hoping to win every last seat. Even 2 seats matter for a party that really struggled last time around.
See, I think the Modi phenomena is always going to be there. When I say the Modi phenomena, we know that how the Prime Minister has been canvassing and working really hard. Come elections, the Prime Minister is really out there. And not just the Prime Minister, we've always noticed that the BJP as a party is always, just going forward. And like you mentioned, the Ayodhya factor is going to play a big role. So this was a part of the manifesto earlier, and I think this is what the BJP can show in terms of development. Not just that, around Ayodhya, around the development, around the tourism, around the fact that there is so much of things which have happened around it. I think that really makes a big difference. And like you mentioned earlier, and as I was hearing what you were talking about elections and in the different parts of India, it goes without saying that this is an elections which is going to be counted. It goes without saying that this is an elections where every vote matters. From the small hinterlands of India to the large hinterlands of India. This is a vote where everybody really matters. And I think it goes without saying that the Prime Minister is going to go all out. More than the Prime Minister, I think everybody is really enthused. We have seen his road shows in all parts of India. I mentioned this earlier too. I was in Kerala when he did his road show in Kerala in searing heat of 42, 43 degrees. And there were people crying on the road. There were derailleurs on the road when he came on stage and when he was doing his road show. More than that, I think all the parties are going to try really hard this time. This is not going to be an easy elections because everybody is going to try really hard to come to power. But like I said, the Modi factor is going to play a big role, and his emotional connect with people, his natural connect with people. And we've also noticed in the statements he's made in the past and right now, he's been at his combative best. When you see the Prime Minister make speeches, the kind of statements he's been making, he's really taking on the opposition. He's taking on the opposition and they have no place to hide. It really looks like he's just gone to the jugular. It's almost like it's almost like a boxing championship where there's Muhammad Ali fighting George Foreman, like a rumble in the jungle. And that's what the Prime Minister is really doing. The Prime Minister knows this game really well. He talks about vision, he talks about mission, he talks about development. He's also taking on the opposition. And the opposition is also going strong against it. So this is not going to be an easy election this time around. I think it's going to be tough. But knowing the Prime Minister, knowing the party, they will go all out to win this. They will do whatever it takes to win. And it's happened. It's like as we talk, I'm in Kerala right now. I've seen elections which happened here. There's a big turnout in Kerala. I was in Karnataka when the elections happened also. There was a big turnout there. So there's a lot. If you look at the common man right now, everybody is really, really concerned about how India will be in the next 5 to 10 years. We're looking at a party which can make a difference for them.
Okay, Manasvi, I have the last few minutes are left with our analysts. Manasvi, I want to just understand from you, as far as phase 3 is concerned, what are going to be the big issues that you're anticipating? What really will be the poll planks for this particular phase? Will the Prime Minister's Ayodhya visit yesterday have an impact at all?
I think the most important issue which could touch upon the people could be the Randa issue, the sex tapes which have turned out. Only that can be an issue wherein it can go against BJP, but that is not because that did not take up any momentum. That's the only issue. Otherwise, the issue of first phase, second phase has been clearly in the swing with the BJP, and that is going to be the third phase issue also. But some conspiracy which came up between this phase was this particular issue, which could turn around in the Congress way or the alliance way, but that has not turned out in a great momentum for the opposition. So with the CBI inquiry being on place, I think that is also the damage control has also been done by BJP. The laxity which was there has suddenly not been there with the CBI going with the blue corner notice asking from the court. So everything they've done that damage control. So if anything could have gone wrong or any plank which could have been used was this particular sex takes of Mr. Revanta. But somehow that may not be a great opportunity for the opposition to turn it around because the damage control has been done by the BJP. That's what my understanding is. Apart from that, I don't think there is any other plank which is a new plank from phase 1 or phase 2. Okay,
Himanshu wants to make a point. Then I'm going to bring in Rishi and Deshratanikam as well. Himanshu, go ahead.
I wanted to say about this Revanda issue. BJP has been able to do the damage control, but the issue here is these are 3-year-old tapes. That's number one. And that took place when Congress, let me finish. When Congress and Janata Dal as governments Janata Dal as government was there. That's number two. It is said that BJP leaders knew, but in fact, the ministers of this present day Congress government knew this about 3 months ago. The timing of it to bring it out has raised a lot of questions. And then the damage control has been done. So this issue could not pick up the speed and, could not catch the fire the way it should have done. For me, the issue that has caught the fire is basically Rahul Gandhi running away from Amethi and going to Raebareli is going to be a big issue as far as the states in the north is concerned. That's my issue.
Okay.
That is what the issue is.
Okay, all right. Manasvi wants to respond to that. Then I bring in the others. Yes, Manasvi, go ahead.
Only one point on the Raebareli and Amethi thing. Rahul Gandhi does not enjoy such kind of popularity in the north because had it been the case that 2019 on Rahul Gandhi the plank of election would have been fought, but I don't think there could be this change of vote share happening because of Rahul Gandhi changing it in the lesser side of it, because Congress is already on the second field of it. So they are not in the north. I don't think Rahul Gandhi is the bet. So Himanshu Bhai is right that this could have been a play if Rahul Gandhi would have been a massive leader who brings lots of votes on table for Congress, but that's not the case. So
otherwise it's issueless.
Okay.
Issueless.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
Only
I'm trying to
Randa.
understand. That is Desh Ratan Nigam, are there any new issues as far as phase 3 is concerned, or are the same issues of phase 1 and phase 2 continuing on? And is that then a sign of worry for the political parties as well? Because like I said, yes, there's been a slight dip, but there has been a dip in the voter turnout. Have the political parties managed to bring up some new issue that could perhaps encourage or motivate people to make that effort of casting their vote?
Well, Devika, let me tell you, Rishi was absolutely right when he said that in absolute numbers, the voter turnout is good. But so far as the percentage is concerned, there is a slight dip of 2 to 3%. So that is something which one has to keep in mind. And when you start seeing the tallest Congress leaders talking about inheritance tax, which ultimately, given the situation of law, will only be applied to Hindus. As a lawyer, I can tell you, if you have a detailed analysis on the subject, and then the redistribution of wealth and things like that, they don't mention it in the manifesto, but try to, do that kind of a minority appeasement. There is a setback to the, voters of the Congress. And where is this nation going? So there is a kind of, inertia in them. And secondly, a very important point that the Prime Minister made by visiting the Ram Mandir. He said, okay, fine, you thought it was a Prime Minister's event in the Pran Pratishtha. So what have you been doing since last 3-4 months? You could have gone there. You still choose not to go there. Therefore, he made a point, I have come here again. And that reminded people that again, these people are shunning the Ram Mandir. Ram sabke hai, hum sab Ram ke hai. So that message that has gone down to the people. Yesterday, almost all the channels were covering, and they made it a point to ensure that people must know that the opposition leaders are still boycotting Ram Mandir. That message is loud and clear to the people. This was not about politics. They could have come in the meantime, but they still chose to boycott the Ram Mandir. They boycotted the Pran Pratishtha, the consecration ceremony, and they're continuing with their, agenda. So that message is loud and clear, and Prime Minister probably sent, just merely by his conduct, was able to send that message across.
Okay, Rishi, bringing you back to the conversation. Rishi, what as per you, if there are any new issues as far as this phase is concerned?
Issues, actually, you need to understand that BJP, the NDA and the BJP are actually working 365 days on politics. They doesn't start just 3 months ahead of the election. So they are working, they are delivering, everything is happening. So the issue is actually, if you go and talk to the silent voters are the biggest chunk of the voters. They don't care what exactly is happening, the small things, they don't care. They don't care what exactly happening with the Ravenna, because obviously that was a JDS guy. He was with the alliance with the Congress. And I think the BJP was very swift to, dissociate him, and actually they are actually asking a big punishment from the ruling party, which is the Congress, that why you haven't caught him, why you haven't arrested him. So I mean, they have actually turned the table to the Congress if you go by the statement by the Amit Shah ji. So you can see the thing. So the problem is that they are not able to stick with any issue. They always bring some of the other issue, but it just fizzle
Yes.
out within day or two. That's the problem with
That's
the
what,
Congress.
and
Congress is
why do you
not
think
able
that's
to
happening
stick
as
with.
far as this election is concerned? I'm going to end with that particular question to everyone. We have noticed that there have not been any major issues per se. Something that happened just about 2 weeks ago was the comment made by Rahul Gandhi about the caste census and about wealth redistribution, which then became sort of a poll plank. But that was also something that was, one can say, handed over to the BJP by the Congress. He made those comments and then the BJP sort of held on to it. And even today, in most of the rallies, we can hear that it's the same concept now that the BJP is taking forward, that the Congress is going to take all your wealth and redistribute it in the country. But before that, Rishi, why do you think that there haven't been any, or is that a good sign? Is that a good sign that the democracy is finally evolving beyond the issues that we've seen in the past?
No, they are not consistent with the stand. I mean, they will come out with the tomato price as the main issue. Then the tomato prices goes down, the issue goes finished. They come out with the Manipur, then they're not able to hold it. They come out with the Modi's ka degree kya hai, Modi ka ye kapda kya hai. Then they come out with the Pegasus. Pegasus doesn't hold because they don't able to submit their own phones. They come out with the economy is booming. They come out with the onion prices cool down. So they always come out with some of the other things, whether it's EVM, whether it's Prajwal Ravanna, whether it's XYZ, whether anything else, EVM tempered hai, ye hai, wo hai. They always come out with very flimsy kind of issues which actually doesn't stick with the masses. That's the problem with that's the problem with the Congress. So Congress need to come with some strong issue, some concrete issue which they can stick for at least 2-3 months and they can make an issue out of it. They are not able to do it till date. That's the problem with the Congress.
Okay, yes, one second, Manasvi. Shekhar Vision wants to make a point as well. Shekhar, go ahead.
I think the real problem is there's no leadership from the opposition side. We've seen that in the last 4 to 5 months, right? From the India Alliance, nothing worked. They don't have a stable leadership. We have Rahul Gandhi who makes different statements every single day, which makes no coherence or no sense. See, it's an open run for Mr. Modi. I think Modi is a very, very strong person. And like Rishi said, BJP has been preparing for this election since day one. They have been preparing. They have been canvassing really hard. It didn't just happen overnight. Whereas the Congress is just, they have been blindsided. I think they just don't know what they're doing right now. They have different statements every day. They don't know who the leadership is. They don't know how to, how to make simple statements. They don't know how to work with the crowd, how to work with the public. There really is a sense of imbalance. I feel the Prime Minister is way leagues ahead of them in terms of how he thinks, in terms of vision, mission, and development. We've not seen a single Congress leader talking about what is their mission for India, what is their vision for India, what is the development plan for India. All they talk about is caste politics. All they talk about is about redistribution of wealth. They want to take India backwards. If they can talk about that, if they can talk about how they want to look at India in the next 20-25 years, I think people would love to vote for them. But there is no plan. There is no leadership. There is no connect. They don't even want to work hard in terms of getting votes. At least the Prime Minister is doing the hard work. He's doing what he has to do. That you should give credit for that. Unfortunately, we don't find that kind of, that kind of caliber, that kind of planning, that kind of leadership in the opposition. And because of which they are failing. And I think the results will speak for itself on June 4th.
Okay, I have 1 last minute left. Manasvi, over to you.
I think the biggest advantage the BJP enjoys is the present day Congress. Since last 10 years, the lack of vision. I think what happens with Congress is there is generally a long-term vision, then there are short-term vision, and with Congress is a blink vision, a instant vision. So suddenly something comes up in the mind of the Congress and they try to initiate it, and they don't have the pulse with the people. So, for example, Bharat Jodo Yatra was a great yatra. I have not seen any leader post-independence do that. But somehow, even after doing that, the connect with the people is not there. Not that everything is hunky-dory what BJP does. There's so much of issues which are burning in the country. But somehow, because of lack of proper opposition or lack of proper communication from the side of opposition, the pulse with the ground is missing for the Congress, and this large part of it is the responsibility of the opposition. While we in debates can talk about it, while we are not in the parliament to make some discourse out of it, it is the duty of the opposition to join people together. And being in opposition is a great time where you can be with the people. Actually, the mandate is to be with the people, not in the parliament. So that time you could gauge the pulse. So what happens with Amethi issue is, while Smriti Irani went to Amethi more times than Rahul when he lost. So these things, the optics are not right, the communication is not right, and you have got 10 years, and 10 years is more than enough to understand your opponent and then fight it back. So till now, you have not understood the present day BJP. So BJP talks X and you are still at A. So there is a difference of communication in understanding. The modern day voter does not take any kind of understanding. The voters have changed completely in last 10 years. There's a new generation of voters which have evolved. So what is your communication for the new generation voters? While Prime Minister is talking about blockchain, artificial intelligence, the Congress is still not talking that. So this is what the communication is missing from the side of opposition.
Okay.
That has to come up.
Okay.
Your narrative has to be upskilled.
Okay, I thank all of our panelists for joining us. We have to slip into a very short break, but stay tuned for a rolling coverage of the Phase 3 elections on the other side.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.